Shalom Aleichem, Kahal Kadosh, my dear friends in the powerful and beautiful, mashallah, community of Panama. I do live in Los Angeles, California. My name is Rabbi David Toledano. And I heard that there is a very, very special and a beautiful event taking place in the schools to honor the name of what's in my heart, one of the greatest Jewish leaders ever lived amongst us, the Haham Shalem, Tzaddik Gadol, Haham Tzion Levy, Zecher Tzaddik v'Kadosh Livracha Lechaya Olam Haba. And naming the school after him, it's a wonderful, wonderful honor for him, but even more than for him, for the school itself and for the community, that Haham Tzion Levy had the privilege to lead the community for so many years. And I think it would be true to say that the entire Jewish community of Panama today, mashallah, with so much Torah and schools and everything that the community has to offer, it goes to his credit. I think it's something that needless to say. Abutai, I was asked to speak a little bit about Haham Tzion Levy, but I have to tell you, although I have many, many friends in Panama, very close friends, and although I had experienced Haham Tzion Levy many, many, many times in my life, in Eretz Israel, in Panama, and in other places, I still do believe that I'm definitely not just being humble, but I am not qualified to speak about his greatness. Haham Tzion Levy, alav shalom, in my eyes, was way greater than my words could ever can express or share. Who am I to speak about his gadlut? Who am I to speak about his greatness? Who am I to speak about his leadership power? He was a tremendous, tremendous Hacham that I think himself, his Torah and his credibility and his actions speaks way louder than anything I could possibly express. However, what I'm happy to share is I'm going to share with you a story. A small story that took place in Panama that I believe would have an incredible power to shine some light on who Haham Tzion Levy was. And this is from my personal experience. It's a personal experience story, and I'm happy to share it with you in this very special and profound day. It was a few years ago, many years ago. I'm not sure if it was in the wedding of Soli Azrak or Moy Azrak, one of the two, that I was invited to come to Panama for the wedding from alav shalom, Mr. Joe Azrak. So I came to Panama, and I am a little bit troublemaker in my life. And I said to myself, I think it would have been an incredible opportunity to compose or to create a little interview with Haham Tzion Levy, just to get to learn from him, to listen to him, to drink out of thirst the wisdom, the geniusity that he contained in his brain, in his mind. And I said, I'm going to go to interview him. This was the actual story. So I went to Shevet Achim for Shaharit. And immediately after Shaharit, I came to Haham Tzion Levy, alav shalom. And right next to him was Hacham Avraham Shrem, alav shalom as well, whom I was very, very close to. And I go to Haham Tzion Levy. I said, Hacham, I have a request. Obviously, I spoke in Hebrew. I said, Hacham, yesh li bakasha. I have a request. He said, what do you want? I said, Hacham, I want to interview you. I want to have an interview with you, and I want to ask you some questions. Haham Tzion Levy, with his brilliant, beautiful face, looked at me and said, La tzarich, la tzarich, I don't need this, you don't need this, there's nothing to talk about, I don't need this. So he basically pushed me away in a very clear way. But I insisted, and I did not want to let it go that easy. So I said, Hacham, Mehila, please, this is very important, and this and that. And I tried to convince him back and forth, zero success. Haham Tzion Levy disagreed to give me any interview. He said, I never give interviews, you don't need this, I don't know what you want, I'm not doing it. I realized that I have this chance or never. So I said, Hacham, I think there is something here. I took a big risk. It's not the way to speak to a Hacham, but I'm sharing with you the way it actually took place. So I said, Hacham, I think it would have been a waste of a lifetime if we are not going to have this interview. He looked at me and said, a waste of a lifetime. What do you want? I said, Hacham, we are young leaders, young rabbis around the world, and we serve different Sephardic communities in the world. From who do you want us to learn leadership? If not, from the greatest leader of the Jewish generation of today. We need you, Hacham, not for you, but there are so many young leaders, young rabbis, who needs directions and needs to know what to do, what not to do. Who in the world is more qualified to teach this, except for you? So he was extremely humble, and Hacham Shrem, I remember, said to me, good job for convincing him. So Haham Tzion Levy told me, come tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. 9:30 a.m. I'm going to give you Gemilut Hasadim. Those were her words. Those were his words. He said, I'm going to give you 15 minutes. 15 dakot Gemilut Hasadim. I'll do you a favor. 9:30 tomorrow morning in Shevet Haham in my office. I said, Hacham, Toda Rabba, thank you very much. I will be there. Abotai, I didn't sleep that night. I came with my laptop. I prepared about 45, 46 questions that I want to know about Jewish leadership, rabbinical leadership, and how to serve communities. And I prepared like a research paper that I want to learn from him. I knew he gave me 15 minutes, but I said I'm going to try the best I could in that time. The next morning, I spend my time when I'm in Panama by my greatest unbiological brother, Hacham Gabi Falak, Shem Yishmor Oto Amen, and his wife Karina. And they are literally my unbiological family. Spend the night in their home. And in the morning, after tefillah, I went back home for breakfast. And when I came, I'm being very open and honest, I came back at 9:35. 5 minutes late. Honestly, I said to myself, what's the big deal? What's the big deal? Haham Tzion Levy is nice, he's compassionate, he will be fine. 5 minutes, he won't even realize that. He will not even recognize that I came 5 minutes late. I go to his office. Haham Tzion Levy was sitting on the stone bench out of the office. I'm sure you are in Panama, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So out of his office. I said, Hacham, Shalom Aleichem, Boker Tov. We have a meeting, Hacham, for the interview. He's looking into my eyes without blinking, without filtering anything. He said, listen, young man. We had the meeting at 9:30. You are late by 5 minutes. Two things I want you to know. A, you only have 10 minutes left, and this is the first shi'ur of leadership. Be on time, be the person of your word. Okay? I swallowed the pill, he was right, and this is probably the first lesson I learned from him about leadership. It was beautiful. I'm walking with him with the Hacham alav shalom to his office. And I have 10 minutes and a laptop with 46 questions. No chance I can do it. So Haham Tzion Levy next to his desk. And I decided to do something a little unusual. Instead of asking him questions, I went around his office. You know, this entire beautiful library that he had in his office. I'm going to the library, seeing the kind of books he has. And I was obviously impressed because I knew how genius he was and how much Torah he knew and how much Torah he taught. So I went to him and I said, Hacham, I know I don't have too much time, but I'm going to ask you one question. This was exactly the way it took place. I did not explain my question. I just said the words this way. I said, Hacham, I have one question. 100% or 90%? 100% or 90%? That was my question. I did not explain that. He looked at me with a very big smile and he said, 100% של 90%. He said 100% of the 90%. Basically, in a very hidden and riddle way, I asked him, all those books in your library, do you know them all? Or just 90%? 100% or 90%? He said 100% of the 90% with a very big smile of anava, 100% anava. And he was laughing with me. I said, okay, Hacham, I have more questions, but time is up. He said, אתה מוצא חן בעיניי, תשב קצת. I kind of like you. Stay a little bit more. My friends, that interview took 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours. And I looked at him and I said, Hacham, what's the secret? By the way, it is extremely interesting that most of the interview took place that way. I asked him a question. He answered me usually with a very unusual answer. In a way, he was teasing me and he was forcing me to think when he was smiling when he sees me confused. So I said, Hacham, what's the secret? He said, you live in America, right? I said, yes, Hacham. What's the secret? And he looked back to me and said, you live in America. This way 3 times until he realized my brain doesn't work. So he said to me, let me tell you something. What is your question? You see this beautiful community, beautiful batei kenesiyot, batei midrashot, schools. And what are you asking? What's the secret? You're American. Because you know what the answer is? There are no secrets. You're looking for secrets because you believe you can look at what's happening in the beautiful Jewish community of Panama. You will pinpoint the secret, you copy and paste, and in 2 weeks you will create in America what I have created in 60 years. So my friend, there is no secrets, he said. This is a 60 years of Mesirut Nefesh. This is 60 years of love, 60 years of care, 60 years of dedication, 60 years of selfless devotion to the community, and stop looking for secrets. You are a young American guy looking for secrets. Life doesn't have secrets. Either you are willing to invest, to sweat your entire life to achieve something, or just don't waste your time looking for secrets, because achievements in life don't get by secrets. I cannot begin to tell you, honestly, you, the most beautiful community in the world in Panama, I cannot begin to tell you how I felt at that moment. How powerful this lesson was. The next question, I'm not going to tell you the entire, I'm not going to share with you right now because you're going to sit with me for 3.5 hours now. And I'm sure you don't have that time now. But I'm going to share with you just one more question that I asked him. And I said, Hacham, what did you do? What is the top skill of a leader to be able to lead a community? What skill do I need to own to be able to create such a community? So Haham Tzion Levy, I have to tell you, I'm sharing with you the story, and I still have the memories and the feelings in my core being right now. I said, Hacham, what's the skill that a leader needs in order to be able to create such a community? He looked at me and he said, the problem with you is that the furniture in America are expensive. His words. הרהיטים שלכם יקרים מאוד. That's what he said. I said, Hacham, what do you mean by that? He said, you don't understand, huh? You want to know the skill, the meyumanut of a leader, of a manhig? And you need to understand that the furniture in America are extremely expensive. And just like before, when he realized that I don't really have an idea what he's saying, he said to me, listen, we have a community here. And a community means family lives. We built a system that serve the community from the day a baby born until 120. We serve the community. From day one of birth, hospitals, taking care of the mother, taking care of the family, giving this baby a brit milah if he's a boy, and then give him a school, give him a gan, yeladim, and give him a school, a kindergarten, an elementary school, and this kid grows up, and we give him an high school, and from high school to yeshiva, to college, to every kind of education system. Then I marry them. I do their brit milah, I do their bar mitzvah, I do their weddings, and then we serve them as a family. We serve them with bet knesset. We serve them with the klub. We serve them with social life. We serve them with hesed. We serve them with limud Torah. We serve them with the kolel. We serve the community. We give back to the community. We serve. He said, but in America, you open a bet knesset and you charge $4,000 for a chair for Yom Kippurim, because Yom Kippurim is the only day your shul is full, and you charge them $4,000 for the chair. And that's what I'm telling you. The furniture in America is very expensive. You charge them for a chair, you charge them for a seat. I serve. So the moment you will be willing to dedicate your life to serve every single need of the community, you will be able to build a community. Building a community and be a leader is not a person who is looking for kavod, is not a person who is looking for a position, for a salary. Haham Tzion Levy told me that for the first 20 years in his leadership in Panama, he used to eat soup for 20 years. He said to me, I was ani. I had nothing, but I served. I served. I cared for the community. So we built together the community. He said, if you look for a leadership as a job of, or as a position of, kavod, ma'amad, as if you are somebody, think again. Being a leader is being a servant. That's what he told me. He said, "Ismach Moshe b'matenat hilko ki eved ne'eman karata lo." He said the highest degree of a leader is the ability to consider and to act in life as a servant. Ki eved ne'eman karata lo. That was Haham Tzion Levy. And I can share with you many more details, maybe Be'ezrat Hashem, in a different times. Maybe if you invite me to Panama, I'll share with you the whole story. But the bottom line is, I want you to know that our job, and I believe this is a very important message to all of us, is to understand that his leadership and his ability to create this beautiful community did not happen by magics, did not happen by secrets, didn't happen by an overnight, a quick solution. That was years of investment, of dedication, of devotion, of literally self-sacrifice and family sacrifice to build this beautiful community. Then mashallah, Baruch Hashem, to see what the schools, what the community, what Shevet Ahim and Haham Tzion and many other places in Panama are growing and developing. L'Shem u'Letiferet. This is so beautiful. This is a blessing that Panama was blessed with a leader who understood what leadership is all about. And his entire life, with his whole genius, Talmid Hacham that he was, he dedicated his entire life to teach Torah, to build the community, every single stone, until what you're experiencing today is so beautiful. So I want to give you Birkat Hediot. I am literally nobody. Birkat Hediot, that the zechuto shel Haham Tzion Levy alav shalom will continue to dwell in the community of Panama, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu will bless you all with the power of Torah that you are supporting all over the world, the kind of tzedakah, of hesed, of achzakat Torah, of all the mitzvot and the powerful, powerful mitzvot that this community has created and still creating in the world. May HaKadosh Baruch Hu will bless you for the zechut of Haham Tzion Levy to dwell with you, and all the berachot will continue to be with you. Mimekora berachot for you, for your children, for your family, so you will continue to celebrate the gift of life that the HaKadosh Baruch Hu blessed you with nachat, shalva, beriut, purpose, meaning, and shalom bayit, and chinuch eladim, and every beracha you wish for yourself and for your family, for the degree and with the degree of the pasuk v'harikoti lachem beracha ad belidai amen ve'amen. Your servant David Toledano de Los Angeles, California. חזקים וברוכים, השם ישמור אתכם לעד ולעולמי עולמים, יוסף השם עליכם ככם 1000 פעמים, יברך אתכם כאשר דיבר לכם, אמן.